binding, book binding in Ethiopia. The cover, wooden board cover, as you see. Everything is made at home. So, this is 15th century manuscripts. Sometimes, it's amazing that, people in the 15th century, were they, aware of color? All the saints, even the Virgin, is painted black. Even today, you don't find such paintings in churches, always, a bright color, not black color. So, it has to be studied very well, this type of documents. Look, even the evangelist, this is Matthew, and the harag or the decorations, all this,
Icons dating back to the 14th century brought together from private collections across Russia.
It's very beautiful. It gives you goose pimples. It's a remarkable exhibition.
It's an exhibition which feeds the senses. Everything is so grey outside at the moment, and here suddenly it's a feast for the eyes.
And it's a feast that marks 100 years since religious icons started to be recognised as works of art. Before then, they were mainly viewed as religious objects, often left blackened over the centuries by the passage of time and added layers of paint.
When
we learned how to remove the dark layers, we discovered underneath an overwhelming beauty, to such an extent that it shocked André Matisse, who was in Moscow at the time. He said, it's here that artists should come to learn to paint, not to Italy.
But today, only a small number of these masterpieces remain. Most were destroyed during the Soviet era.
These icons are the survivors. If museums hadn't saved them, they wouldn't exist today. There are 50,000 icons in Russian museums. Before, there were millions.
But now the future of this part of Russian heritage is up for debate. Are the icons best held by museums, or should they be returned to the country's churches?
14 years of that time period looked like, as you can see, a Semitic person of color. Semitic prisoner painted on terracotta. Okay. As we can see, two Semitic Hebrew or Israelite women. You can see the hoop earring, the nose, the broad lips, etc. Woman of color. As we can see, a man with an afro, whatnot. Okay, people of color. Same thing over here. People of color with the afros doing their task and whatnot. Right here we have the Pharaoh. The Egyptians became familiar with a horse and wagon after the victory of the Hyksos in the beginning of the long period, 1730 through 1580 BCE, the rule of the Asiatic peoples of the land of the pharaohs. Okay. You see that? Same thing right here. Now let's skip a couple pages and look at, I thought this picture was quite interesting as well. Okay. As we can see, here's a Israelite or Hebrew. And when we zoom in, we can look at his features. You see we got the woolly, kinky hair, the beard, and so forth. Same thing over here as well. So, that's all I wanted to share. No.
The Pope looking upon Black Jesus, he's in a trance.
Yes, we're in the Church of the Holy Sepulchre. We are at the Roman chapel, and one of the things that we want to point out to our viewers today is that if you could shine the light upon this picture of Yeshua, and you see that his ethnic originality is African. Now, these pictures are always in the dark in this particular church because this depicts the true ethnic origin of Yeshua.
The pictures.
If you look at the pictures and you look at the sun disk represented Zoroastrianism, which was the pagan worship
Jesus is black
of the sun. Okay? So, one of the things that we pointed out that above the edicule, you saw what was in the ceiling, a depiction of the sun.
Correct.
So you have to understand that the Roman Empire was populated by pagans.
Okay.
So how could an Hebrew who was named Yeshua convince some pagans to follow him? His message was tampered with.
Okay.
And in order to disconnect his message from the Hebrew scriptures, the Greeks...
Did Vladimir Putin just show the world that Jesus is a black man?
Jeremiah 14:2 says, Judah mourneth, and the gates thereof languish. They are black unto the ground, and their cries go up. You see, so even some of the leaders are beginning to come out and speak the truth about the original Jews, the original Israelites, that they were so-called black people, that we are those people. And, you know, when we look at these original icon depictions of our people, we not only have to see, you know, our ancestors, but you have to see yourself. Just like when you read the scriptures, you can't read the Bible as if you're reading about, and a lot of our people still read the Bible as if they're reading about another nation of people other than themselves. Like, no, those are your people. When you read the Bible, you have to see yourself within them scriptures. And that is the stronghold that has to be broken and renewed off our minds as a whole. The truth is out the bag. Their lies has been told and exposed, and their lies will continue to be exposed. And there is nothing that they can do about it. The Jews are black. The Israelites, the children of Israel, are so-called black. We are a so-called black people. That's just what it is. You have to accept that. And even furthermore, Yahweh Shai, who the world ignorantly calls Jesus Christ, he is a so-called black man, as you can see. You see, they are scared as hell of the people waking up and finding out the truth, because that is the declare of their downfall to this kingdom. And it's happening. The foundation of this kingdom is crumbling. It's already breaking. It's already shaky. It cannot stand. And we know that nothing can stand off of a lie. A lie, and in due time will be exposed, and that's exactly what's happening in these last days. The lies are being exposed about what the heathen has done, how they stripped and stole the identity of the children of Israel, and has made us believe that we were nothing but slaves. That's where we always came from. That's where we always were. But no, tear down them lies out your mind, because we was great people before we went into slavery. We went into slavery for disobedience, for not keeping the Most High law, statutes, and commandments. But it's time to return back to him, keep his law, statutes, and commandments, repent, so that he can redeem us and deliver us from our enemies and build us back up into a great nation. Shalom.